Okay, so now I'm at the point where I'm going to start playing with the data and deleting records and updating records. And one thing I want to point out, and this is something we've become accustomed to in the past few weeks, is having this functionality where you have two copies of the database, the pristine copy at like kind of the project folder level, and then the working copy at the debug folder level. The thing is, that functionality is set up when you use the data sources pane to establish your ADO.NET controls, and we're not doing that in this case. So if you want that functionality, and you probably do, you're going to have to finagle something, and I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. But just to point out here, so I'm at the debug folder level, and this is the working database. If I go up a couple of levels, a few levels to the project folder, the database is not in here. So what I can do is basically, I'm going to like pretend I'm setting up a data source in the, well, I am setting up a data source, but I'm not going to have a data set, or rather I'm going to have an empty data set. So I'm going, oh, hang on here, I lost my data sources pane. Go to the form design here, and then I'm going to go to view, and then other windows, data sources. If you ever lose your data sources pane, that's how you get it, view other windows. I'm going to add a data source, and database, same as always, data set, and then I'm going to establish a new connection here and browse for that file. Now I know it's in the debug folder. What the heck is that? Okay. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to grab. This is an older copy, just in case I got an error on the data access, but this one works fine, the newer copy. Okay, so I'm going to test the connection. Everything's fine. I'm going to say OK. And then when I hit next, yes, as we have said in the past, always yes here. And this is what sets up that functionality, to have that copy. All right, so now here, this is a crucial step. We're actually not using a data set in this program, so I'm not going to select anything. And I'm going to just finish, and so now it's saying no database objects have been selected. You're going to have an empty data set. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine in this case. I don't need a data set. I'm only doing this so I have that functionality, so I have a fresh copy of the database every time I run the program. So in this case, I do have the functionality. That's all you have to do. I have it set up. You can see the database object is over here, and we have our copy always, copy to output directory. So what does that mean for our project? Let me pull up the drilling down into the project folder here. There's the pristine copy, okay, and then in the bin, this one, debug folder, I have my working copy. So now I'm free to update and delete records and not have that garbage accumulating. If I delete several records, then I'm down to like just a couple of records in the database. So it makes sense to preserve that pristine copy and just start with a brand new copy for every run when I'm testing my program. Okay, so in the next video, we'll look at the delete function.